Incredible. Dude, Paul, what do you think of those numbers, dude? First 10K riders?
Man, that's I mean, it's like I feel like new blood is lifeblood to an organization, right? It's like one thing where you're like, man, that person's been here for like 18 years. Like I've had some, I think it was like last week, they're like, dude, your sales training, I mean, it's pretty good, dude. Like, how did you? I said, bro, I've been doing it for 18 years. If you still suck after 18 years, they should take you behind a barn and just like do away with you, you know? Like, there's 18 years and you still suck. But when you get that many people brand new to the space hitting 10K in a week, like the cool thing, Gabe, as you know, like that's really where you get to a place where you're making some like real good money for your family, right? Like that's where it nets out to be really good because 5,000 for the week, like it's not terrible, but after lead investment, persistency, all that stuff, it's not like crazy. You start doing 10K a week, like dude, you're doing really well. You're able to feed your business. You're able to really kind of take it to the next level, whether that's staffing, recruiting ads, different things like that to really kind of help explode. And so I love that number being a focus because it really is a number that kind of gets you to that place where it's like, all right, now it's starting to get good, right? And so I love it, man. I love it. Jeff should be on with us. I don't know if you're able to find him to spotlight him.
Jeff, where you at?
Right here, what's going on?
There he is. What's up, dude?
Hey, hey.
My man, Jeff, good to see you, bro. Gabe, are you able to spotlight me and you as well?
What's up, everybody? I see y'all on there. What's going on, Pinnacle family?
Jeff, Uncle Jeff's back, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Well, hey man, let me just say this, guys, and I know Gabe probably echoes this, the feeling that I have, and also my desire, which is to like just let you really, run with what you want to run with. I mean, Jeff, you've mentored, you've coached a ton of Fortune 500 companies, a ton of like elite like sports teams, and so like I love when you get to come on because I get so much value. It speaks to me. I'm able to go out there and I get better. I can give more because I feel like I become more when I get to sit underneath your voice and hear you articulate some thoughts. You were at the annual summit. I mean, everybody um, that was there, man. You made a massive impact, a massive difference. I continue to get phone calls about the impact that you made, and so we've had some crazy growth, bro, since then. Just to kind of give you a debriefing of like where is Pinnacle at now, man. We've had record-breaking month after record-breaking month. So February was a phenomenal month. March, our greatest month. I mean, we've almost doubled in the past like 9 months, and so trajectory looks beautiful. A lot of people winning for their family, a lot of great testimonials and success stories. And so you've probably seen teams and companies and organizations or when they're just screaming up, right? It's like when
Yeah.
you're just running, there's growing pains that usually come, even if you don't feel them now, they're coming. There's different things that take place. And so I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for the role that you played with the company, how you step in and really make a massive impact and difference for us. And so I just want to say I love you, bro. I want to pass it to you and let you kind of run with whatever thought that God's given you today to bring to us.
Man, come on, brother. I appreciate you. Gabe, appreciate you, my man. Always, every time I see you, make me insecure about how I look.
What?
I got to set my suit game up. But everybody that's on there, man, I'm honored to be here. I don't know if the rest of the team is on there, but all the executive team, everybody at Pinnacle, man, I'm so fired up to be on this call. I see some comments already popping off right now. Let them cook. Prep time. Some of y'all sharing you in your prep time. Some of y'all sharing that you marinating. I see some of y'all already cooking right now, seeing those wins. And so I'm fired up about it. And one of the dope things that I love is the ability to recognize that there are some companies that when I get to speak to some of these companies that some of them are, man, we got to start getting this ball rolling. We're struggling with trying to get these people to be able to build and be able to do this. But this conversation that I'm gonna have with you in this coaching session, I'm gonna bring y'all into this. It's gonna be a little bit different. I want to talk to you about something that people don't recognize when it comes to success. They have set you up at Pinnacle, the entire team, Joe, Gabe, Paul, I mean, you name it, all of them have set you guys up for incredible success where you are. And there's a lot of individuals that can talk to you about how to become successful and how to do these things. But I want to talk to you about something that people don't really recognize once you start hitting numbers, once you start growing, once you start seeing that you're getting 10K a month and your family's starting to change, your mind's starting to change, your team is starting to look a bit different, they're dressing different, the car you drive is a little bit different. Come on, I see how y'all operate. What you got on your wrist is a little bit different. I want to talk to you today in these few moments about snakes in the grass. I want to talk to you about snakes in the grass. I need you guys to know right off the rip that not everything that offers you more is sent to grow you. Did you hear what I just said? Not everything that offers you more is sent to grow you. I'm going to say something that's going to mess with you a little bit, but some of you aren't in danger of losing. You're in danger of leaving what's working. Did you catch that? Because nobody warns us about this in entrepreneurship. Nobody warns us about this stage when you start becoming successful and you start growing. And so when you were broke, you had to fight for every inch. When you were trying to figure it out, you had to stay locked in because you had no other option. But now, some of y'all got options. Now you've got options. Now you got people who are calling you. They see the lifestyle that you're winning. You got people who are watching you. And now people are going to start, hear me when I say this, they're going to start offering you guys things. And here's what nobody tells you. Success introduces you to opportunities that failure never could. Success will introduce you to opportunities that failure never could. And not all of them, the opportunities that are coming your way, are sent to grow you. Not every opportunity that's sent your way is going to set you up for success. So I'm going to talk for a minute. Look, you guys know how I do. You know how I get. So I'm going to talk to the real ones in the room right now. I'm going to share the ones who understand that you didn't get here by accident. The ones who understood that you built something, those who understood that you stayed when it was hard, you pushed when it didn't make sense, and now that it's all working, now that it's growing, everything in your business is starting to click. The way you're looking at your team is starting to click. The way you're starting to understand the comp plans and all of these things, now something new shows up. And this is where it's so huge. As I'm looking at you guys and looking at your faces, I need you to hear me. It sounds good. It looks good. Things pay more. Every opportunity that comes your way that they want to offer you may seem like a level up. It may seem like you're getting ahead, but here's the question that I need to ask you. Is it actually a level up, or is it a distraction trying to pull you out of what's already blessed? Is the opportunity, is the teams, people are going to scout you, companies are going to come, people are going to try to pull you out of your system of you being able to win. But the real question is it actually a level up, or is it a distraction trying to pull you out of what is already blessed? Because here's the truth. Hear me when I say this. The enemy doesn't just attack your beginnings. He waits until something is working. And then he tries to get you to walk away from it. That's your marriage, that's your team, that's your leaders, that's your company. The enemy doesn't attack you in the beginning of everything. It seems like it's all honky-dory, things seem great, you're in this la-la land, and the enemy doesn't attack you only at the beginning to stop you. He's going to wait until you start building, until you start growing, until you start getting momentum, and then he's going to try to get you to walk away from it. Not through pressure, but through presentation. It's not through pressure, it's through presentation. So let me say it like this. The most dangerous thing in your life right now is not what's coming against you, it's what's coming to you. Did you hear what I just said? The most dangerous thing in your life right now is not what is coming against you right now. It's going to be what's coming to you right now. Every time we start building, we get so used to things coming against us. I got this obstacle. I got this obstacle. But I'm talking about the moment you start getting momentum. If you're in it right now, you recognize it. If you haven't hit it, I'm warning you before you get it. It's not the things that are going to come against you when you start getting momentum. It's what's coming to you. And that's why we're talking about snakes in the grass today. Not loud attacks, not obvious enemies, The subtle voices. These are the strategic invitations. These are opportunities that you're going to get that look like growth, but they're actually misalignment for your assignment. And so before you can even guard your future, I need you to know this, that you've got to recognize what is actually trying to pull you out of it. Before you can guard your future, you have to recognize what is actually pulling you out of it. So I want to just in a couple minutes, I want to talk to you. If y'all haven't known, you'll see it on my video. I'm a huge like National Geographic nerd. I watch all of the planet Earths. I watch all the crazy tarantulas and spiders and all these things. So I'm going to talk to you about the nature of a snake. And these are individuals that are going to come your way and they're going to offer you something. They're going to try to impeach on the momentum, and you have to guard your momentum because snakes don't show up as enemies. They show up as upgrades. Did you catch that? They don't kick the door down. They slide in quietly. They slide into those DMs. They don't confront you. They compliment you. That's what they do. They start to compliment you. They say things like this. Tell me if you've ever heard this. Give me a thumbs up or fire emoji if you've ever heard this. They say things like this. You're too valuable to stay here. They don't even recognize and realize what you have inside of you. You've outgrown this. Have you heard that before? Oh, you've been there. Man, I feel like you've outgrown this. You should be doing more. Come on, talk to me right now. And it sounds like affirmation in the moment, but it's actually separation from your vision because a snake doesn't attack your strength. It whispers to your insecurity. A snake is never going to attack your strength. A snake, somebody who's coming in, is going to identify and recognize an insecurity. And here's the truth, that every person in this room has areas where they're still insecure. And it may not be as loud as somebody else's, but trust me, it's still there. And this is what it sounds like. It sounds like maybe I'm worth more than what I'm getting paid. Maybe they don't really see my value here. Maybe I've outgrown this environment and maybe I need something bigger and maybe I'm behind or maybe I'm being overlooked or maybe I'm not being fully recognized because snakes don't create these thoughts. Hear me. They amplify what's already there. They don't create the thoughts. They will amplify what is already there. And as an identity coach, that's why I work with individuals to recognize and identify the insecurities in your life so that you can be secure and move with purpose and understand how you're going. And this is why you got to understand that if security or if insecurity lives in you, it becomes access to you. If insecurity lives in you, it becomes access to you. In other words, people who are not supposed to be a part of your life, your team, what you're building will end up having access to you because of the insecurity that you're not recognizing. And it comes shaped as a compliment. It comes shaped as, oh, I've got something for you, but let me tell you why we missed this. I need you to hear me as your coach, as I need you to hear what I'm about to tell you. You are not an employee, you are a builder. Oh, this is going to be worth your electricity bill right now. You are not an employee. You got to recognize that you're a builder. This will shift the whole frame of how people and snakes get access to us because we keep living like we're employees instead of being builders. Let me explain what I mean by this, you guys. Because the issue right now isn't loyalty. The issue is how you see yourself. When snakes come in, the issue isn't always about loyalty. It's about how you see yourself. So if you see yourself as an employee, you will always chase the next better offer. That's what employees do. They negotiate. But let me talk to you about some builders. Because builders, they commit. Builders, they stay. Builders, they multiply. You don't just jump from what you're building unless you never saw yourself as a builder to begin with. If I'm building a company and I'm building a team, I'm not abandoning what I'm building. I'll abandon something that I see as just an opportunity and I have an employee mindset. So the next company that offers me the next deal, the next company that offers me the best thing, then I'm going to go with them. That is not the mindset of a builder. That is a mindset of an employee. And I need you to catch this, because if you are a builder, come on, I love this. I'm a builder. Put some hammers in that joint. Put some fires in this. I need to see I'm talking to some builders here at Pinnacle. Because the reality for some of us is that some of us on this call are treating Pinnacle like a check. You're treating it just like a check. But when you are actually invited into a vision, Pinnacle didn't invite you into a job. They invited you into a vision. They invited you into a movement that could do something bigger than you've ever seen before in your life. And if you only look at Pinnacle as a paycheck to be able to pay your bills, to buy the next car, to buy the next clothes, to get the fancy watch, if you only see Pinnacle as something that is coming in to just be a paycheck, then that is a sign that you missed the fact that they have invited you into a vision that is a movement that is going to shape and shift and change lives like never before. And if you don't see it as a vision, you'll keep making short-term decisions that sabotage long-term impact. So I'm gonna press you a little bit more, okay? If every time something better shows up and you're tempted to leave, then you're not planted, you're portable. You're not a planted entrepreneur, you're a portable entrepreneur. I have been in this industry for over 15 years, and I've watched the biggest name who are in business industries and all of these different things. You see individuals that are tempted every time a new company offers. The next thing is up there, a different comp plan comes. I need you to hear me when I say this. If you are tempted, you are not planted, you are portable. And portable people never build anything that lasts. I'm going to let that marinate for a second. Portable people never build anything that lasts. They make money, but they don't make history. And last time I checked, I need you to understand this. I need you to understand this. Last time I checked, you can make money, but there's a difference between making money and making history. When you make history, you are breaking barriers, not only financially, but you're making history because you're leaving a mark where you are. And this is the difference. I'm going to help y'all out right now. What's the difference between employees and builders? Employees ask, what can I get? Builders will ask, what are we building? I'm going to help y'all out. This is not only going to help you personally to identify whether you're an employee mindset or a builder, but as you build your teams, these are things that you need to look out for what they're saying, because you're going to give all your resources to individuals and miss the fact that they're talking like an employee and not a builder. And if you're going to build an organization and a team that lasts, you need builders. So an employee asks, what can I get? Builders ask, what are we building? Employees chase opportunity. Builders become the opportunity. Employees look for upgrades. Builders create value where they are. So I'm not looking just to pop into another position in another company. I'm going to build and establish so much value where I'm at right now that is how I'm going to be able to do it. When I love what you just said, absolutely. Just it's servant leadership. When you look at what we're doing, the greatest companies serve a need. You know this. And so when you're a builder, you're going to create value. So if your mindset is transactional, every new offer will feel like an upgrade, even if it's actually a downgrade to your future. If your mindset is transactional, every new offer will feel like an upgrade, even if it's actually a downgrade to your future. And this is what I need y'all to catch. I need you to get this in your spirit, in your mind, in your ears. The reason people get pulled out is because they never tied their identity to what they're building. They stayed for income and not for impact. So the moment a bigger check shows up, they're gone. But when you know that I'm not just here to earn, I'm here to build something that outlives me, now you move different. You talk different. Because when you see yourself as a builder, you stop chasing better and you start multiplying where you're planted. When you see yourself as a builder, you stop looking and chasing what's better and you start multiplying where you're planted. Why is this huge? Because there is a cost of constant movement. There is a cost of constant movement. Some of you think when you get to these places, or some of these people who are there in this space and they start jumping and looking at other opportunities, we think that it's easy for us to think that we're leveling up. But what we don't understand is when you're jumping or you're shifting, or if you look at every opportunity, you're not just leveling up like you think you are, you're actually resetting your momentum every single time. Every time you jump and you go somewhere new, you lose relational equity. Number two, you lose trust capital. And number three, you lose depth. You might gain money, but what you lose is multiplication. Because quick money will always feel like progress. I need y'all to hear me. Quick money feels like progress. My brother used to always say it like this: fast money is like gas money. So quick money feels like progress, but legacy requires staying power. I don't know about you, but if you're trying to build a legacy, it requires staying power. You don't build empires hopping fences. You build empires by staying planted. And you got to stay planted long enough for fruit to be able to mature. You may be able to see some fruit on the tree. You may be able to see fruit in your organization. You may be able to take 10K and be able to do that. And that may be budding fruit for your business. But mature fruit is you moving from 10K to 100K. That's mature fruit. That's mature success. And some of us, if we're prematurely leaving and abandoning, we'll look at young fruit and think that we've actually got strong success. But you have to let the fruit of your team, the fruit of what you're doing, enough time to be able to mature. And so if we're building these empires, I need you to understand they're not built by hopping fences. They're not built by looking at somebody else's opportunity. If this is good and you're rocking with your boy, give me some thumbs up. I need you to understand this. Here it is right here. So how do I have discernment? How do I recognize, is this a blessing from God or is this a snake? Here it is. Not every opportunity that comes your way is demonic. So hear me when I'm telling you this. I'm not telling you every opportunity that's coming your way is demonic, but not every opportunity is divine. See, you've got to test what's coming to you. You've got to test what is coming around you. You got to be able to recognize how you're in your vein and what you're doing. So how do you recognize these things? How do you test these things? You got to understand and ask yourself your question. This company, these individuals that are coming, nobody asks these questions, but I'm going to give you a couple of questions I want you to ask yourself. Number one, write this down. Does it pull you out of alignment or deepen it? Does it pull me out of alignment or does it deepen my alignment? Because God doesn't upgrade you by disconnecting you from what he's already blessed. That's something to put on your Insta greasy, put it on your X, you better put it. God doesn't upgrade you by disconnecting you from what he already blessed. If you're hitting numbers that you've never had before, you're experiencing financial breakthrough that you've never had before, you got to understand that God will he will not upgrade your life by disconnecting you from something that he's blessing right now. So you got to ask this question, does it pull you out of alignment or does it deepen it? Number two, is this assignment or is this your appetite talking? Is this assignment or is this your appetite talking? Some people who start to transition and you're thinking about that, some of you aren't being led, you're being lured. And you got to know that I feel like God is doing something and he's leading. I feel like this. No, some of you aren't being led, you're being lured because it looks better or it pays more or it feels bigger, but bigger doesn't mean assigned. And if you keep feeding your appetite, you're going to starve your assignment. Did you hear what I just said? If you keep feeding your appetite, You're going to starve your assignment. In other words, that appetite that comes from insecurity, that appetite, come on, that's talking to the areas that you're questioning or you're impatient, that appetite that says, I got to get it and I got to get it right now. If you keep feeding that appetite, you will starve your assignment. I watch it in marriages. I watch it in couples. You feed that appetite. Oh, my spouse isn't looking at me like this. My spouse doesn't see me like this. And how come you don't do this? And how come you don't do that? And so is doing this. And so you're starting to feel this appetite of wanting to be needed. And so because you're starting to starve for that appetite, or because you're starting to feed that appetite of wanting to be needed and wanting to do this, all of a sudden you are going to starve your assignment of who you're called to build with. And so I need you to understand these things. It's seen in every area of our life. So you got to ask the question, is this assignment or is this my appetite talking? Number 3, I need you to write this down. Is it rushed or is it confirmed? This is how you know. Is it rushed or is it confirmed? If anybody is going to draw you away, snakes understand that pressure is a tactic. Pressure is a tactic. So when I talk about pressure as a tactic, it means that if it has to rush you, it's probably trying to bypass your discernment. You got to make a move right now. You got to decide right now. You know what? There's not this many windows open right now. You got to, and any snake that comes in to try to move you out of God's place, your assignment, your team that you're building, they're going to try to move fast because pressure is a tactic. But hear me, peace is a signal. Peace is your signal. And so as you begin to move and as you begin to go and as you begin to grow, things around you may be chaotic, but peace is where you are right now. If you're building with your team, that's peace. If you're beginning to see growth, that's peace. Let me tell you something, whether you're faith-based or not, for all the faith-based entrepreneurs in here, I'm telling you that your leaders love God and they live by the standards that He's written. And so regardless of whether or not you walk with Jesus or not, every religion understands and recognizes that the way that Jesus says to live, people genuinely are happier. Their integrity, for the most part, is in a place where it's in alignment with that assignment. And you've got a group of leaders who are leading this company. Hear me, I've been on phone calls. I've been on the backstage of National. I've been around them. They want you to win. They want to see your families win. They want to see your businesses win. And so you got to ask yourself the question that when you're there, do you feel peace in the company? Not insecurity. Do you feel peace? Number 4, here's the last question so that you understand and you're able to discern, is it God or is it a snake? Who do you become if you say yes? That new opportunity that brings your way, who do you become if you say yes? Listen to me, not what do you get, who do you become? What words and what commitments have you made to your team? And now you become the leader that leaves your team who you recruited to build just because the opportunity is better. Let's get even stronger. Let's just say you start getting successful and you say, no, I'm not leaving my team. I'm pulling my team. So now you're taking from a team and moving them and transplanting. Now you're removing a whole entire ecosystem. Who do you become in order to say yes to that opportunity? What type of compromises to your character integrity do you have to say yes to in order for you to make this move? I am not telling you this is who you are. I'm trying to set you up so that you do not remove yourself from something that is working in your life. I'm trying to tell you that as you get successful, the snakes in the grass will come up. I've got 2 more points. I got 2 more points and I'm going to be done. Here it is. I need you to understand this, that honor builds what talent can't. Honor builds what talent can't. Talent will open the doors for you, but honor will keep you there. There are so many of you that are on this call that are so gifted, but you are as stable as Jello. You're unstable because you haven't learned how to stay committed when something shiny shows up. I was there. Every opportunity, any person that looked like it, because I was trying to build the life that I felt like God wanted me to have through the lens of insecurities. And so I didn't understand about honoring the place that I'm building. You got to respect your place. You got to respect your build. You got to respect where you are right now. Because there's so many talented people that just jump from business to business to business to business, and you're gifted. But when you're gifted and you're rooted and you're stable, oh, now you become a threat. When you're gifted and you're rooted and you're stable, now you become a problem. Now you start hitting things that nobody else can hit. You start growing in ways that you've never grown before. And this is what begins to shift and change you. The people who go the furthest are not the most talented. They're the most trustworthy. They're the most planted. The story of the tortoise and the hare is one of the craziest stories because everybody thinks that the story of the tortoise and the hare, if you ain't heard it, there was a turtle that was racing a tortoise, was racing the hare, which is a rabbit. They start taking off. The rabbit is smoking them. Boom, the rabbit's flying through, getting to the end of the thing. And right before he gets to the finish line, he goes, you know what? I'm smoking. I'm killing it. I'm just going to go ahead and take a little nap and I'm just going to relax. He was looking back at the tortoise like there's no way he's going to catch me. The tortoise kept going. And because he kept going, he ended up beating the rabbit or the hare before it happened. Coach, why are you telling us this? The name of the game and the moral of that story for me isn't slow and steady wins the race. It's those who are focused on what they're building wins the race. Those who don't get sidetracked, they win the race. And so the tortoise didn't win because it was the fastest, the most talented. It won because it had a clear vision of what I'm trying to do. I'm going to stay planted in this vision, and I'm going to stay planted with where I am. And you're going to continue to move towards that goal that you have until you get to that destination. If you keep uprooting yourself, even in the physical state, even in the physical world, plants that are constantly uprooted and moved don't end up growing. Did you hear what? You're not arguing with me. That's science. That's the way it was created. And here's why you got to understand honor builds. Let me tell you something that honor builds. When you're building a team, when you become successful, here's what honor builds. Honor builds access. Honor builds covering. Honor builds long-term opportunity. And you don't see it immediately, but being focused and rooted and planted compounds. It compounds. And this is why I need you to understand this, that people don't get pulled away because of opportunity. They get pulled away because of the identity gap that you have in yourself. Because you need validation. Because they crave recognition. Because they want to feel chosen. So when another company chooses them, they leave. The opportunity is always going to come. When you're married, there's opportunities. When you're building, there's opportunities. If you're trying to build your spiritual life, there's opportunities. The opportunities aren't the thing that pulls you. It's the lack of identity of understanding who you are right here that pulls you. So if you need validation and you aren't getting it, or you crave recognition and you're not getting it, or you want to feel like the chosen one, when another company chooses you, you leave. And I don't want you to leave something that's building. So if you don't settle your identity, you will keep chasing environments to validate what only God can establish. I'm going to say that again. If you don't settle your identity, you'll keep chasing environments and relationships to validate what only God can establish. So let me land this for you guys. Let me close this out for you guys. You don't need another new opportunity when you start getting successful. And if you're here right now, you don't need a new opportunity. You need deeper roots. You don't need a better offer. You need better discernment. You don't need to be chosen again. You've already been placed. It is not a mistake to be where you are right now. You're not in this business by a mistake. You're not in this company by a mistake. God handpicked you, whether you want to believe it or not, and put you there. So you got to stop asking what's next and start asking, what am I building right here? Did you hear what I just said? You need to stop asking what's next and start asking, what am I building right here? I love that. You got to be able to recognize, what am I building right here? What legacy am I building? Because here's the truth. Snakes only have power when you don't recognize your ground is already blessed. The snakes already have power only when you recognize that you don't recognize that your ground is already blessed. So if you keep leaving what's working, you'll spend the rest of your life chasing what never will. And this is why I need you to understand that you have to build, and build in such a way that you understand I'm rooted. And when success comes, you recognize that I'm not the one to be able to come to with all of these different opportunities, because I recognize that what I have is blessed. My team is blessed. My business is blessed. And guess what? Like I always say, they can look at you, but you may be in your marinating season. But before you know it, you're going to start cooking. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. That's what I got for y'all today. Let's stay focused and look for the snakes in the grass.
Dude, you are the man. And in fact, I don't think this could be more of a timely word, bro, because like the truth is like when you're actually starting to grow and thrive and build, like sometimes we get so focused on how great the growth feels that we don't realize that snake as it comes in. That snake can be a metaphor for so many things, right? Like for me, it was a lot of distraction, me chasing different opportunities, like maybe getting pulled too much into real estate in certain seasons and realizing like, man, I could do so much better here. It was funny. I was talking to a group, Jeff. It's like, a lot of us we're creators and builders, and so I'm driving down the street, I see Jose's taco trucks. I'm like, dude, I need to start a taco truck, leveled up tacos. Like I could get, he probably doesn't have a GHL. He probably doesn't have any automation. Like I could really dial this in and like, we just think, right? And so sometimes when we have the ability to like really grow and that thing's blown up, we can get pulled into distraction, distortion. It's like the snake. Hey, did God really say that? And that can be from all kinds of different voices, right? Whether it's family, friends, different opportunities, different business, and really kind of know that, hey, this thing is growing and building. Let me double down on what's working, and let me be hyper aware of the fact that there is snakes in the grass, and make sure that I'm not, just slowly letting those creep in. So I think this was such a timely word, and I just appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for hopping on and giving us your heart, your time this morning, man. It was impactful as always, brother.
Jeff, that was great, man. Dude, I took 4 pages of notes. And this is one of those I think I'm just gonna chew on for a little bit. This was really good. I think you really spoke to me, man. I remember first time being a business owner, a year in, I used to use the phrase all the time, drowning in opportunity. And I
Mm.
feel like I saw a lot of other people. The temptation was so strong to start trying to grab as much as you could, because that poverty mentality that I grew up kind of creeped in. It's like, hey, if I don't grab it, I'm gonna lose it. And a very good mentor was like, dude, just put your head down, focus, do right with the opportunities you have right now. This won't stop. This
Yes.
won't stop. You're gonna keep it. And so, dude, what like Paul said, what a timely word, Jeff. This was phenomenal. Really appreciate you, man.
Man, on it, anytime I get to be on here, I love you guys. You know that I'm here like a hubcap in the fast lane. I'm holding on, baby. So I love you guys, praying for y'all, and have a great day.
Hey, thank you, my man.
Bye, guys.
God bless everybody. Have a good one.